Hello? Hello? Alright. Just give me a sec here. Alright. Huh? It's the phone. Reach out from my bed and grab the receiver. Also, hello everyone, this is the TheVideoGameManiac, playing some Last Wind of the Secret of Cape West, Chapter 5. Hello? Come on, Rachel. Can't you leave it for another 30 minutes or so? If you really want to hear my voice, call me back later. Oh, it's not her. What the hell are you doing still in bed at this time? What? Hide! It's me! Ed. So, you're still sleeping, huh? Yeah, well, I was. I see. Guess this won't interest you enough to get your lazy ass out of bed anyway. Hey, hang on. I thought I'd extend the friendship and give you another chance. Maybe I'll have to reconsider, seeing as you can't even be bothered to get out of bed. Have a nice life, Hyde. Ed, wait! Yeah? You're right. Someone who sleeps until 10 on a Monday shouldn't be given a second chance. Go on. It's just that I've been getting lazy recently and need to regain my focus. I know I've got to get my act together, and... And what? Talk to me, Ed. What did you want to say? I want to work for you again. So just tell me what I have to do. Sell stuff, Hyde. It ain't that hard, you know? You can start with your current inventory. Try selling some to the local residents. You seriously think the people here are gonna buy this stuff? Of course they will. It's extremely hard to sell stuff to the people around you. That's why I think it's only fitting for you to try. Guess it helps if you're on good terms. If you manage to defy all the odds and sell some of the stuff to your neighbors, I'll give you that second chance we discussed. I'll leave it to you which stuff you try and sell. You got plenty to choose from. Make successful sales to 2 of your neighbors, then give me a call. That's pretty easy to do, actually. Will do. That's all I wanted to say. Hang on, Ed. I just wanted to ask you about that order sheet. I already told you. You cannot accept orders that don't go through me first. Forget about it and focus on making those sales. Rachel! I guess we'll consider this training, huh? Hey there, sweetie. That's the kind of voice I'd like to be woken up to. Easy there, Kyle. Anyway, do you really think you can sell some of your goods to the people in your building? I'll give it a try. Gotta face facts, though. With everyone getting ready to leave this place, chances are they're trying to deal with too many of their own problems to want to buy household goods from me. I think I added to want to, but whatever. You're still in with a chance, though. Really? You think? Yes, there's always a chance you'll get lucky. All you've got to do is find out just what the customer wants. If you know you've got what they're looking for, selling it to them should be no problem. Oh, ain't that the truth? I remember I used to work for a couple of sales positions, never really lasted long in them because they just weren't good fits for me. there's always some sort of selling... There's always a hook. Maybe you're right. Like I said, I'll give it a try. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you. I'm keen to see how you do this. Great. Hey Kyle, have you found a new place to live yet? Still looking. If I can't find a place in time, maybe... Absolutely not. The space in my room's already spoken for. It is? Yes. Mila's coming home. Ah, remember her? Is she now? That sounds good. She's coming back from art college for the winter break. Oh, that's nice. You know, in hindsight, maybe I should have gone for art instead of instead of veterinary technology. Oh well. Mila Evans. I met her for the first time about a year back. It was when I found myself holed up in a joint called Hotel Dusk. She was in bad shape and lost part of her memory. She got mixed up in something when she was young and had no memory of it. Spent 10 years laying on a hospital bed in a deep sleep. Now she's all alone, with no relatives to look after her. How's she dealing with life at college? Well, I can't say it's all going super smoothly, but she's not slacking off. She seems to keep a lot to herself, though. She says she'd rather not bother us with it. Kyle, I think she's come home so she can see you again. She gives the impression she's got things to say, but only wants to share them with you. I'll let you know when she gets here. Got it. Thanks, Rachel. There's something else I want to ask you. What is it? I need you to check up on the word condor and see if it's connected to anything special. Condor? I'll certainly look into it. I'll get you on the phone as soon as anything turns up. That's what I was hoping you'd say. I better go. Good luck with the sales, Kyle. Remember when we were in elementary and middle school, sometimes we'd have to do these for certain rewards? Hardly anyone sells enough to get like a electronic or something. I turn the tap on and splash my face with the cool and refreshing water that comes out. Choosing what to wear doesn't take me too long. Now to figure out a way to entice the other tenants to buy some of my stuff. It'd be a good idea to find out exactly what I've got with me. I'm way ahead of this game. A doorknob set with a lock. Selling doorknobs. Door to door? Is this Ed's idea of a joke? A tin of wax. This thing will make anything shine like the sun, apparently. Ritz Coal Raid. It's a raid of 2. Yeah, still that being said, a raid's a raid. How you doing, Quitskull? And, oh, I hope I pronounced that right. Quitskull. It sounds Mayan. Like Quetzalcoatl. And how you doing, AJC? Welcome. Playing me, I'll be honest, visual novels are an acquired taste. They're not for everyone. But still, if you like a good story, then kick back, I don't know, make yourself a coffee or something. I hope my voice isn't annoying when I read through the whole dialogue or something. This thing will make anything shine like the sun. Well, if I don't stammer anyway. Surface cleaner. Only Red Crown is cheap enough to sell surface cleaner in a miniature tin like this. Sorry, can't talk, but I am doing a sleep block, so yeah. Hello and goodbye. Sleep block of the new Paper Mario game. What in the world is a sleep block? Is it, where you just play a game until completion without going to sleep? Concentrated detergent. Removes any sign of dirt or stains. Why do I need bleach if I have this? Little pocket camera. Portable and easy to use. Wish I could afford one. I'm basically trying to get my job back, and to do that I have to sell some of this stuff to the tenants here. He is rating 1 person every hour. Ah, cool. A solar calculator. Stores sunlight and uses it to power the calculator. Or something. Not cheap, though. Maybe for the 1980s not, but... I mean, I remember when I was a kid, late 90s, early 2000s, these calculators were... I think I remember you can get them at like a Dollar Tree store or something. A snow globe. And also you could put your thumb over the solar panel and the screen would, the LCD screen would dim. And then when you remove it, it would, return back to normal, so it was kind of interesting. How festive, you shake it and it looks like snow's falling on the little house inside. It always says seasonal items sell the best. Yeah, that is what a sleep block is. I could never do that, I'll be honest. Looks like there might be some saleable items in here after all. Might as well take them all with me. I am a night owl, but I don't go 24 hours without sleep. It's not my style. I remember trying to work a couple of graveyard shifts one time. Could not handle them at all. It just completely screwed up with my schedule. Huh? Wouldn't you know, it's the phone again. I'm so popular these days. Yeah. Hello, Kyle. Mom? So that's where you are. I just called Red Crown, but you weren't there. They told me you were taking a short vacation. Yeah, it is kind of short. It was, I'm assuming probably like a week or so. Yeah. You seem to be taking a lot of time off, Kyle. Is everything okay? You haven't got yourself into some kind of trouble at work, have you? I mean, with what's going on nowadays, trouble's probably the better option. Of course not. Everything's fine. Good, that I can stop worrying. But why are you calling work anyway? You need to speak to Ed about something. What was it? I got a call from the LAPD this morning. They decided to reopen the case surrounding your father. That's a bombshell. You open it? It looks like they're going to start early next year. I wanted to let Ed know. When he was on the original case 25 years ago, and they officially ceased investigating, he was the only one who took the time to see me in person and break the news. Why would the LAPD show such a sudden interest in reopening the case, though? I wasn't sure, but Ed said something about a possible reason. He thinks it's all down to the mayoral candidate, Hugh Speck. Hugh Speck? He used to work on the force, and he's made his mission to wage war on organized crime. Yeah, I saw part of his speech on TV. That was like, what, Chapter 2? He was saying lots of stuff like that. Still, reopening a case that closed 25 years ago can't be easy. You're right, but there's a hell of a lot of red tape. And mountains of dust. Don't get your hopes up too high though, Mom. There's no guarantee that they'll get to the bottom of it this time either. I understand that, but who knows? Maybe they simply overlooked something before. I've thought about it long and hard. Why did he have to die like that? Who would want to kill him? I never found out the truth behind his death. I wonder whether knowing the truth would have helped me overcome the grief or not. Maybe if I'd known, I wouldn't be forced to live the life I do now. Mom, do you really want to know the truth behind what happened to your father? I do. Now. Even if it reveals things I didn't want to know about him, I need to know the truth behind what happened. Chris Hyde was my dad, and I feel it's my duty to find out the reason for his death. I understand how you must be feeling, Kyle. The LAPD have promised to let me know if there are any developments in the case. That's good to know. So, they're reopening the case about my old man. Chat with my mom brought back what Rex said the other day. I somehow know that if I can locate the Scarlet Star that went missing 25 years ago, it may bring me closer to finding out how my dad died. Okay, I think it's time to try and complete Ed's little assignment. Time to initiate Crazy Kyle mode. Guess a guy like me is only suited to working for a place like Red Crown. Yeah, and a guy like me is probably suited for deliveries. I don't know. I mean, I used to work for Amazon a couple times, but Jesus, they overwork you like a damn dog. It's not fun. And then I used to work for a couple of food catering companies. One had a 3 strikes policy, and they were very nitpicky. It's almost like they wanted you to get fired. It was for little stuff too, like not let me see here. Well, I don't remember the first two, but I think the third one was for broken plastic trays or something. I mean, they're gonna break because people don't handle them properly. And then the other one was just a lack of hours. Nowadays, I'm surprised I'm working comfortably, I ain't gonna lie. Even during the middle of this pandemic. I mean, worst case scenario is I could just do Postmates 5 to 7 days a week or something. The tips are pretty good. First thing to do is find out what kind of things people want. The second floor seems like a good starting point. I just have to sell to 2 people. That's it. I mean, nowadays, just eBay. You just have to list an item, price it competitively, and you get a notification if it sells. I mean, in my case, I sell my extra Pokemon cards that I win from lots on eBay. I actually just sold 3 of them today. Well, if it isn't Hyde. How are you doing after our chat yesterday? Not great. I couldn't sleep very well after what you said. In fact, I ended up cracking open a bottle of bourbon I've been holding on to. Got a nasty hangover, huh? Yeah, you could say that. I got through the entire thing. Did some hardcore thinking. Turns out, I managed to solve a few issues I've been having, though. Yeah? Like what? Well, for one, I realized music's my reason for living. Good to hear it. Did you come over just to see how I was doing? That's one of the reasons. What else did you want, then? Let's not be too direct. Is there anything bothering you? Bothering me? This is literally Sales 101, now that I think about it. Between the last time I played this game and now, with my brief experience in a couple of sales positions, you never want to make it sound like you're trying to sell them something. You gotta make them see that you're a human being first. You know, like you've run out of something and you need some more. Run out of something? Can't think of anything I need to go out and buy. Looks like I'm losing this one. I just remembered! Remembered what? There was something I was thinking about buying. What was it? It's something I can use in a guitar. Tony. Guess a guitar's pretty valuable. The fuck did I just say there? Valuable? I think I forgot to... Ah, whatever. A guitar is an invaluable piece of equipment to a person in the music business. Musicians can make a lot of sacrifices when they're short of cash, but they'll always be willing to buy something if it's for their guitar. Wow. That's not bad. Improv. You got that right. Glad to know we see eye to eye for once, Hyde. We do? I'm looking for something to put the shine back on the old guitar. There's an audition coming up, and I've got to get it shining before then. My guitar's in pretty bad state. Real filthy, you know? The stuff I was using before just ran out right before this audition came up. Put me in a real fix. The problem is, these things cost money, and the kind of stuff I'm after is expensive. Be good if there was something cheaper available. There is, Tony. Really? You got something like that? Hell yeah. Wax. Wax on, wax off. Just like in that movie. Was The Karate Kid released before 1980? Hell if I know. Here. I hand Tony the wax. It's... wax? It's a brand new product that's guaranteed to put the shine back on anything. Just apply some of this, and it'll be gleaming in no time. So this'll work on my guitar too? Absolutely. But this stuff doesn't come cheap though, right? I thought you'd say that. Thing is, this stuff's very cheap. How cheap? Only $3. $3? It's a deal! Thanks. Here's your cash. Nice doing business with you. Hell yeah. I received $3 from Tony. He's seeing you. And he goes back into his room. Not too shabby. I got the touch. Glad Tony decided to take one of my items off my hands. Now I just gotta make a sale to one more person and prove my commitment to Ed. And again, I know that just the right person for this. If I recall correctly, there's only like 4 people that you can sell an item to in this game. And I think you have to try really hard to screw them up on purpose. You only have to sell to 2. And you can go further in selling them a snow globe, but you don't really have to. Hi, Mary. It's me. Do you have a moment? Sorry, Mr. Hyde. I'm a little busy at the moment. I'm not feeling very well. Can we talk later? Yeah, no problem. No sense in wasting my time trying to sell stuff to people who are feeling ill. I'll come back later. I do want to sell her something, so... Somebody's coming up from the basement. That's put me in a real fix. Everything okay, Betty? Oh, good morning, Mr. Hyde. No, everything's not okay. So... I have a long face. Oh, is it that obvious? I'm having a good day. Hey, Betty. Don't worry about it, Mr. Hyde. Betty hurries away after uttering those words. What's up with her? Hello, Mr. Hyde, come on in. Hi. Maybe it's just me. But you're looking a bit pale today. I can't say I've ever seen you look this way before. Is that so? It's not just the art style, right? I can imagine why. I mean, you remember the phone call? Reopening the case about his deceased father? Trust me, Mr. Hyde, when it comes to noticing the way my regulars look, I'm the best. Is there something on your mind? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. If you say so. Don't know what it is about today, but all my customers have been down in the dumps. I noticed the same thing with Mary earlier. Really? She looked down? Yeah, not sure what the problem was, but she wasn't looking very happy. She definitely had the look of someone with something on her mind. I had Claire go over and talk to her. I figured it'd be easier for her to talk to another woman. You know, raise her spirits. Seems it did the trick too. After they spoke, she did seem to be a little happier. If you feel like having a chat with me and getting something off your chest, feel free. Sydney leaves after saving his piece. So Mary wasn't in a very happy mood when she was here. I wonder what she had on her mind. Breakfast can wait. So can lunch. Well, in my case, lunch is probably going to cross with dinner, so it's probably going to be dinner. Remember that jumbo burger that that Kyle Hyde ate with fries like a couple chapters ago? I think it was chapter 3. Oh, that was a damn good burger. You can make something pretty easy like that with Costco and some frozen fries. Maybe I'll make a milkshake to go with it. Hi, Mary. It's me. You have a moment? Sorry, Mr. Hyde, I'm a little busy at the moment. I'm not feeling very well. Can we talk later? Still? I guess I have to go back down and talk to Sydney about this, huh? Can I help you, Mr. Hyde? No, it's nothing. Wrong person. Hey, Claire. Hi, Mr. Hyde. Can I get you something? No, I'm good. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. Sure, go ahead. What did you and Mary speak about? I heard you had a chat with Mary earlier. That's right, but how did you know about that, Mr. Hyde? Sydney told me. He said that you and her were discussing something. Sometimes I just can't believe him. He sure does run his mouth off. What was Mary so concerned about? I'm actually worried about her as well, you see. Sorry, I'm adjusting the microphone a little bit. She seemed a bit upset when I went to her room. A short while back. Really? She did? I guess she's got lots on her mind right now. Hey, Claire. What's Mary concerned about? It's about her safety. I'm pretty sure it's something that all women living alone are worried about. She's particularly worried about her room only having a single lock. She really wants to find a way to increase her security until she leaves. Unfortunately, I couldn't really offer her any helpful advice. I wish there was somebody who could help her out. That's interesting. Hey, Claire. Thanks for letting me in on this. No problem, Mr. Hyde. Anytime. Have I got the product for her? Seriously though, is wax that cheap? Sold it to Tony for like $3. I'm sorry about before, Mr. Hyde. No problem. I guess I shouldn't really have come around when you weren't feeling up to it. Bad timing, I suppose. You look kinda pale. Is there anything troubling you? Actually... Alright, time to smooth talker. Are you worried about your safety? My safety? Why would you be thinking about that, Mr. Hyde? I have a habit of knowing these things. I can imagine how terrifying it must be for a single woman living alone. Especially if they had bugging devices planted into their home. Precisely, Mr. Hyde. I'm at the point where I really don't know what to do. I can't sleep at night, either. If you like, you can talk to me about it, Mary. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. I really don't know what to do. I'm always thinking about what would happen if someone broke in at night while I'm asleep. Mary? Let's do something about it. What do you propose? I'm a door-to-door salesman about to sell her a doorknob. Ain't that hilarious? Well, you could use something. Such as... It's got the latest anti-theft features in it, but they haven't made it any less of a pain to install it on your door. Here, take a look at this. I hand Mary the doorknob set. The doorknob set? Oh, it has a lock on it. It's one of the items I'm selling. It just happens to be the latest type. It's particularly resilient to lockpicking. It sounds like just the thing I need to let me sleep soundly at night. That's right. How much does it cost? Only $3. How much do doorknobs cost nowadays? 10? 15? 20? I'll take it. This should be enough. Thanks. I received the $3 from the doorknob set from Mary. Mary returns to the confines of her room. Finally, I sold 2 items to people living here in this building. Damn. I've forgotten how hard it was to do this kind of work. I need to get Ed on the phone and let him know. Yeah, to put it bluntly, not everyone's cut out for this kind of work. Huh? Believe me, I know. I'm kind of glad I can sell online on eBay, though. I don't really have to worry about, trying to convince people to buy it. I just gotta take good pictures of it, describe the product, describe the condition of the card, and... Who's that? Mr. Hyde. I've got a problem with the doorknob set you sold me. The size is wrong, and it doesn't fit my door. It doesn't? I hate to ask, but would you mind returning the money I gave you? Yeah, okay. I should have checked the size before selling it to her. Here's your doorknob set. Thanks. Mary hands me back the doorknob set. Here's your $3 back. Did I give her the wrong item? I give $3 back to Marie. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. I really thought this would be the end of my worries. I can't say I'm not disappointed. I hope you'll understand if I ask you not to try and sell me any more of your useless items. Ouch. Now if you'll excuse me. Mary finishes telling me off and walks away. What was I supposed to give her? Oh, that was what I was supposed to give her. I could always load back the file. I probably gotta do some talking, though, again. It was the security lock, not the doorknob. Well, at least I could breeze through this. Save myself the voice for a while. You know, it is possible to look back at the dialogue that is said in this game. How was that Paper Mario game anyway? I mean, I've heard people on Twitter say that the developers of Paper Mario aren't exactly in touch with their fan base. Alright, that didn't take too long. And then let me save, just so that I don't go through that again. To be fair, we're both pretty pale to begin with. That's what I should have given her. Here. I passed the security lock to Mary. This looks like a lock, this looks like a security lock for a door. It's one of the items I'm selling. It fits easily onto the door, and lets you double lock it for extra security. If you fit your door with this, I'm sure you'll be able to sleep soundly at night. Do you think I could fit it to my door? Absolutely. But this must be quite an expensive piece of equipment, right? Not at all. It's only $3. Is it really? In that case, I'll take it. Let's hear it. Here's your money. Perfect. Maybe you'll excuse me, Mr. Hyde. That's taken some of the pressure off. I'm glad Mary decided to buy something. That's that. I sold 2 items to people living here in this building. Maybe now Ed'll cut me some slack. No time to waste. I'll get him on the phone right away. Huh. Yeah, clearly I did it right, because Kyle wasn't like, damn, I forgot how hard this was. Time to get my job back. Red Brown, how may I help you? It's me. Is that around? Yes, I'll just grab him. What do you want, Hyde? Just wanted to let you know I've passed your little test. I sold some of my items to the people living here. You did you? Faster than I expected, too. I worked out what they needed and offered some suitable items for my stock. Clever. So you finally realized what it takes to sell things, huh? Well, congratulations! You're no longer fired. Now get your ass over to the office pronto. Hang on, Ed, there's a favor I need to ask you. I'm fresh out of favor side. Don't push it. Yeah, literally, asking for a favor from after getting hired like seconds in. Let me stay here and work instead of coming back to the office. Oh, he's ahead of the curve right there. 40 years ahead of the curve to be specific. And naturally, you must have a good reason for that. You'd have found out sooner or later. I took the order from that mysterious client. So I want to stay here until I get to the bottom of it. So you know who the client is now, I suppose? No, I haven't figured that part out yet. But I've been promised some more information about that and the reward soon. Just tell me why, Hyde. Why are you so hell-bent on completing this order? I mean, the thing went missing 25 years ago. What makes you think you can find it now? I'm not sure, but the order must have come straight to me for a reason. The person who sent it to me must believe that I can get to the bottom of it. Probably heard from my mom by now, but the case on Dad's murder will be reopened. I've been thinking about it, and here's what I believe. Something tells me that if I can look at the item on the order sheet, I can find out more about his death. You mean, you think this is all connected? Come on, you're reaching a bit, aren't you? Just call it a gut feeling. Gut feeling, eh? That's the Hyde I know, alright? Okay, you won me over. I'll let you deal with this order, despite my better judgment. The only condition is you come up with the goods without fail. From today onwards, that crummy apartment you call home is your office. Roger that, Ed. Aside from the stuff you've already got Rachel looking into, is there anything else you'd find useful for your investigations? You ever heard of a guy named Frank Raver? He's older than you. Used to be an LAPD cop. Frank Raver? The name rings a bell, but I can't put a face to him. Why are you interested in him? He lives in this building. He's been looking into the events that happened 13 years ago. Seems he's keen on solving the case that never got solved. The victim's name was Kathy McGrath. She was the wife of the hotel's owner. Okay. I'll see if I can call in a couple of favors and dig up some dirt on this guy. I owe you, Ed. Things are looking up. Seems I can focus my efforts on that order now. Before I do anything, though, I better put all these things back in my box. I think it's time I try to find out a bit more about this building. When I think about who's likely to know the most about the history of this place, the one who springs to mind is Sydney, the cafe owner. That reminds me, I haven't eaten anything since this morning. Maybe I'll head down there and grab a bite to eat. I think I'll order the same thing like the last time. Looks like the place is empty. Hey there! Come on in! Welcome to Lucky's Cafe! Hi, Claire. What's today's coffee? It's straight Mandheling. It's from Indonesia and has a distinctive aroma and a strong taste to match. Sounds good. I'll take one of those and a large plate of pasta carbonara. Personally, I like pen with Italian sausage, but that's just me. Let me guess. You want that with mushrooms and coarsely ground pepper? Perfect. You got it, Mr. Hyde. Feel free to take your usual seat, too. Thanks. Can't go wrong with Italian food, man. It's been quite a while since I had lunch here on a Monday. Here you go. Today's coffee and a plate of carbonara. Oh, that looks good. The pasta's fettuccine. And the bacon is hand-smoked by Dad. It looks and smells wonderful. Sure does. Enjoy. Claire leaves the table and heads off elsewhere. There's a freshly made cup of coffee and a piping hot plate of carbonara on the table. Damn, that looks good. Man, I can't get enough of this smell. Man, making me hungry right now. Hi there, Mr. Hyde. Huh? Oh, hi, Sydney. Are you enjoying that, Are you enjoying today's coffee? The initial taste is pretty mild, but it certainly has some depth to it. Doesn't it just? It's not everyone who can discern the taste of Mandheling. I like the full-body texture, too. You really know your coffee, Mr. Hyde. Plus, this carbonara is something else. Glad you mentioned it. It's one of my own creations. Is that pride I'm sensing? Oh, got it. This place prides itself on the food as well as the coffee, you know. Friendly staff too, and the best service you'll find anywhere around these parts. It's got everything. Be that as it may, I still can't believe we have to close the place at the end of the month. Sydney, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to come out quite that loudly. Have you found a new place to set the cafe up in yet? No, not yet, unfortunately. To be honest, just thinking about it gives me a headache. After 12 years of slogging at it here, I kinda hoped I'd never have to move. Can't say I'm looking forward to starting all over again. 12 years? That's quite a run. If you add that to the time I spent working at the old place, it's 18 years in total. You knew all about this place when it was a hotel, right? That's right. There's some stuff I'd like to know about then. Could you tell me what kind of hotel it was? Actually, I can do better than that. I've got a picture if you'd like to see. Even better. Here it is in all its glory. That's how the place looked 13 years ago. I take the 1967 hotel photo from Sydney. Who knows? Maybe a 13-year-old photo of the hotel will come in handy? Mind if I hang on to this for a while? Not at all. Just bring it back when you're done. Sydney says his piece and moves away from the table. Huh. That was a quick hour. December 22nd. That afternoon after lunch at Lucky's Cafe, I decided I needed some fresh air and headed into town. It's that time of year again. The streets are packed with people looking for presents. Remember, this game takes place a year after the first game. Before I even know it, I've taken myself into a back alley, away from all the commotion. It's not long before I find myself going into an old movie theater nearby. Huh. This place is great. It only plays classic films. This time, it's a western. Mean-looking guy with a heart of gold saves a village from bandits. Everyone loves him. Do you think it's a movie with John Wayne in it? He was a terrific, vintage actor back in the day. Maybe it's Clint Eastwood. Who knows? The woman and the kid want him to stay, but he knows he's gotta move on. Brilliant stuff. In a certain light, the profile of the star reminds me a little of my dad. I let out a sigh. By the time I leave the place, the sun's nearly set and night is creeping in. Huh. Just like the intro of the game, or the main menu. Remembering my dad has left me feeling a little heavy-hearted. I shamble back home. The building looks decrepit, like it knows its days are numbered. I look up and notice a light in one of the windows on the 4th floor. Is somebody up there? That's not good. Huh? Somebody's coming down the stairs. Who the hell's that? Hello there. Who are you? What's the matter? Too good to even say hello? Not that I mind. I'm Will White from room 306. So this is Will White. Will White. After giving the... come on, don't get tongue-tied here. After giving the guy a good looking over, I seem to recall seeing him once before. I must apologize. It's a shame you didn't remember my name. Especially since I know exactly who you are. You live in room 202. Mr. Hyde, right? That's right. My friends call me Jekyll. Eh. Sorry, I don't recognize you just now. Or sorry I didn't recognize you just now. It's no problem. Don't give it a second thought. I'm a salesman myself. I spent so much time away from here on business. It's no wonder most of the others in this building don't recognize me. Seems like the do-gooder gentleman type. Exact polar opposite to the type of salesman I am. I look forward to becoming a close acquaintance to you, Mr. Hyde. I botched that badly. A closer acquaintance with you, Mr. Hyde. But as you know, we're both about to leave this place. Looks like the most appropriate thing we can say would be along the lines of, it's a shame. You got that right. Excuse me if I'm a little forward, Mr. Hyde, but about leaving this place. Have you heard any further information from Mrs. Patras? I'm especially interested in finding out exactly why she decided to sell all of a sudden. She just said that it's tough for one woman alone to run a place like this. Not to mention the recent bout of trouble that's been happening. I see. I can fully appreciate how running this place alone could take it out of you. In fact, recently I've been disturbed by noises coming from the floor above at night. I wanted to ask her to take a look, because I can imagine what would be causing it. Please excuse me. I must be going. You think whoever's slipping around the 4th floor would know to keep it quiet, like just ninja walk or something, you know, shift your weight in such a way where you make next to no sounds. Will ascends the stairs and disappears out of sight. Will White, a man who certainly likes the sound of his own voice. What he told me about the noise and the light I saw just now. Might be wise to go up and have a look. Huh? The fire door's open. Huh? This door's open. Life has many doors, yes, Ed boy? Someone's here. Goddamn Dylan again, huh? The man calls out without turning around. Who has eyes on the back of his head? Is that you, Mr. Hyde? Dylan? I thought it'd be you. Looks like I need to add clairvoyance to the list of what handyman can do. I just figured there's only one person around here who would sneak in here like that. Guess I was right, too. Yeah, you got me. You took a look around up on the 4th floor yesterday, right, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, I did a bit of snooping. I noticed the door from 404 was unlocked, so I went inside. You went into 404, huh? I wonder who the culprit is. Sorry for boring you with my problems. Please, forget everything I said. Remember, I'm trusting. I'm pretty sure if I had responded to that, it would probably have given me the option of like Tony Wolf or Frank Raver or something. And best if I don't rat them out. I've got to take a close look around the room, Mr. Hyde. Would you mind stepping up for now? Sure, no problem. Hold on. There was something Dylan said. You went into 404, huh? I wonder who the culprit is. Culprit? What culprit? Have you got a moment? I want to know what you mean just now when you mentioned culprits. A culprit for what? For causing a ruckus up here. Thanks to whoever it was, Mr. White from 306 complained about it to me. Because of that, Mrs. Patras ordered me to find the cause of the noises. As if I don't have enough to do. I mean, as long as he's getting paid for it, so... You work here and you live here. What kind of complaint was made? Apparently there was some sort of loud noise all of a sudden from this floor. Mr. White was woken up by it and decided to complain. That explains what he was telling me when we spoke a little earlier. I got the impression that it doesn't take much to get his panties in a bunch. Oh. White panties. He's the kind of guy who pays too much attention to even the tiniest things. There's a word for that, it's called fastidious. Always ready to complain. To tell the truth, I don't really get on with him. I couldn't agree more, and I've only ever spoken to him properly once. That's comforting. I'm glad it's not just me being petty about something. Comforting? Yeah. You see, after we last chatted, I thought that you were a really interesting guy, and I wanted to continue our conversation from before. It's not just me either, Mr. Hyde. Mr. Raver from 302 also said something about having a chat with you. Why do you want to continue our conversation? After I found out you used to be a detective, I really wanted to hear more about the kinds of things you did back on the force. I'm pretty sure you'd be bored by most of the stories I'd have to tell you. There's this one guy I arrested like maybe 3 or 4 times. It was by Lewis, the no-no. Imagine my luck when I saw him in Hotel Dust, like, I don't know, in the middle of Death Valley, Nevada or whatever. No, Death Valley's in California. Near Las Vegas, I guess. I really doubt that. I want to hear stories from real cases, evidence, clues, that sort of thing. Dylan, I'm serious. Sorry to disappoint, but I really don't have anything exciting to share. Really? That's a shame. Why does Frank want to talk to me? I would have thought it's because he knows he used to be a detective too. You and he must have a lot in common. So, should I assume that you told him all about my past as well? Yeah, I told him, but only because he asked me. When did he do that? It was just this morning, actually. He asked what kind of man you were. This is what I told him. I said you used to be a cop back in Manhattan. Then 4 years back, you shot your partner, quit the force, and became a salesman. Should I have kept my mouth shut? Well, I don't see a red aura, so... Right, I'd better be going. Not sure how it happened, but it seems the noise came from a knocked over floor light. We may as well leave this room together, Mr. Hyde. Actually, I'd appreciate some time to have a quick look around. You want to look around in here? If possible, yeah. Sure, go ahead. As long as you don't damage anything. I'll lock the place up later. Be seeing you, Mr. Hyde. Shit. I should have kept that doorknob with me. What the hell was that? How to get over here? The doorknob has fallen onto the carpet. So this has come off. Almost looks like a chess piece, huh? I pick up the doorknob. Doorknobs come off. This can't be good. That should do it. Huh. Oh, it's another one of these. Huh. Okay. I guess now I gotta close it, huh? Alright. Yeah. And then... Open Sesame? Hey! Look at that! How many Nintendo DS games use that mechanic? Okay, now I should be able to get this door open. Fun fact, the other solution was just using the lights to call Dylan back up here. Like an SOS signal. Like Morse code. I'm not forgetting anything in that room though, am I? Ah, okay, I'm not. This is nothing important in that room then. It's my pager. Better head back to my room. Going down to the 3rd floor and then making my way to the 2nd floor. Huh? There's somebody standing in the hallway. Hey there! Hi, Tony. How's that wax you bought? It's perfect! Just tried a little out earlier and my guitar was shining in no time. That's good to hear. It certainly is. But more importantly than that... Hey, Tony. What's with all the smiles? I don't like smiles. Hide. You really are a sly one, man. You're not making any sense. What do you mean? Come on, there's no need to be modest about it. I saw, man. What did you see? I went to see you in your room, but instead caught a peek at some hot chick. Oh, no. Not this again. God, it's just like Louie with Mila. What did she look like? Well, you ever play Kingdom Hearts 2? You know that chick with the you know that petite chick with the blonde hair and the nightgown? Well, she had long blonde hair. Anything else? Yeah, she was smoking. I mean, she was petite and slender. Got any ideas? I've got plenty of ideas, but... Remember then, have you? When did you see her? I don't know, about 30 minutes ago. She was just hanging around outside your room. Did you speak to her? Well, I wanted to. But as soon as I opened my mouth, she ran off. Sorry, but I've got to split to something. There's somewhere I need to be. It's Mila, obviously. Tony says his piece and leaves. Uh-huh. There's a note on my door. I remove the note that's been jammed into the door. It reads, "Missed you. I'll drop in another time. Mila." So it was Mila. Time to give Rachel a call. The light's lit on my answer phone. How many messages can this thing hold anyway? hear a man's voice on the tape. It sounds familiar somehow. You must deliver the Scarlet Star to whoever is responsible for Kathy McGrath's death. I know that voice. For information on the reward, check under table B in Lucky's Cafe at 7 p.m. today. Ah, so that's why I was able to look under that table. Deliver the Scarlet Star to whoever is responsible for Kathy's death. Regarding the reward, be in Lucky's Cafe at 7 and look beneath table B. What the hell is this? Some sort of joke? It's my pager again. Yeah, hold your horses, Rachel. Didn't she say this? Didn't she say the same line before? Right, Ground. How may I help you? It's me. Ed's been wanting to talk to you. I'll pass you over. Rachel, before you pass me over, I need to ask you about something. What is it? I just heard that Mila came to my room while I was out. She left me a note saying she'd try again later. Really? She was there? She must have gone straight to your place after arriving in LA. I'm supposed to be meeting her shortly. That's good. Could you let her know I got the note? Sure thing, sweetie. Okay, I'm passing you over to Ed now. Got some info for you, Mr. Hyde. It's about the reopening of your father's case. I managed to get some time with a friend of the mayor's, and we had a chat. Did they say why they chose now of all times to reopen the case? The LAPD are eager to put the decisiveness of candidate Hugh Speck to the test, and to begin a huge crackdown on a certain organized crime syndicate. As a grand opening to this campaign, they decided that one of the most infamous unsolved cases in recent history would be apt. As it turns out, one of the most prominent ones on their list happened to be your dad's. Ed, are you trying to tell me that the organized crime syndicate they're after is... You got it, Hyde. It's Nile. They've had their eyes on that group since the event at Hotel Dusk a year ago. This is crazy. They seriously think that my dad's death is connected in some way to Nile? Trust me, I was shocked too when I heard. When I found your dad's body in that parking lot 25 years ago, we discovered that he'd been killed elsewhere roughly 2 days before, then moved. There were no witnesses, and no obvious signs leading to the murderer. We were stuck. We searched the suitcase we found at the scene and officially identified him. It was Chris Hyde. My superior at the time was keen to put this case to rest, and told me to tie things up. This is what he said to me. He said that a small-time case like this wasn't worth the time and effort. I can't believe that it may have had some sort of connection to Nile. In fact, that connection has only just become apparent to me. Was your superior Hugh Speck? Yeah, that was him. I've got some interesting information of my own, Ed. I found out who the recipient for the lost item on that order sheet is. Yeah? Well, who's the lucky guy? According to the client, I'm supposed to hand it to whoever was responsible for the murder that happened here 13 years ago. Kathy McGrath's murderer. They want you to deliver the item to the murderer in an unsolved case? That's what it sounds like. Now it's starting to make sense. The client, whoever they are, wants more than just an item. They want you to investigate the events in that building's past, too. So it seems. There's something that doesn't sit right with me about all this, Hyde. I know what you mean. I'm still looking into Frank Raver. I'll call you when I have something. Got it. Not a word. Is it possible that his father's death does have something, is connected to Niall in some way? A buzzer suddenly sounds. Who's that? You were the last person I expected to see. What do you want? I just wanted you to return my tape. Tony informed me that's in your possession. Hand it over. He's got a point. I did get it from Tony yesterday. Sure. It looks like it has seen some use. My hand fakes tape back to him. God, imagine the mixtape that thing holds. Yeah, that's my tape, alright. Perhaps you'd care to tell me how my tape entered your possession, Mr. Hyde. I'd be very glad to know. What did Tony tell you? He told me to ask you. Now, please enlighten me. Why did you have my tape? I found it. Where, exactly? In the laundry. Was it together with my tape recorder? No, I came across the tape recorder... I came across the tape after I returned your tape recorder to you. And that's your story, is it? What makes you think I'd have any reason to lie to you about something like that? Think about it. What would I have to gain? Mr. Hyde, when Tony summoned me to the 4th floor yesterday, he said he had some business. Except, when I arrived at the designated spot, it wasn't Tony I met, but you. Tony decided not to make an appearance. Then today, he came to my room and asked me to forget all about the day before. He also told me that you had my tape and then left. I can't claim to understand what that man is thinking, Mr. Hyde. Well, you'll get no answers from me. I can barely work him out either. If you really want to try and find out, you're gonna have to ask him. How much we can agree on. Anyway, I think we've concluded our business. Hold on, Mr. Raver. I have something I want to ask you. Do you now? You're not going to be happy about this, but I listened to your tape. You did what? Yeah, I listened, and what I heard surprised me. It seems you're still trying to solve the murder that happened here 13 years ago. I'd like to know why you're so interested in that case, Mr. Raver. You really want to know? Well, tough. It has nothing to do with you. Maybe not, but I'm still curious. There's more to this case than I originally thought. More, you say? It seems you haven't been able to rid yourself of your acute detective senses. Normal people would just accept that it has nothing to do with them and move on. But a detective views things differently, and once he gets the scent, he has to act. I saw that change in your eyes when you heard. This sense is more a curse than a blessing. It's as you say, Mr. Raver. I'm forced to ask these questions. I understand. Nevertheless, I'll tell you straight. Stop pursuing me in my investigations, and cease trying to go after those connected to this crime. Clearly that's a no, but still. Who is connected to this crime? It seems you've not taken my advice, Mr. Hyde. Spit it out. Take a look at this photograph. It's a picture of a funeral. Yes, the funeral of one of the people who found Kathy McGrath's body. Here's see the funeral photo. If you look real carefully, there's someone in the picture I'm sure you'll recognize. Mr. Hyde, I am forced to stop you interfering any further. Therefore, I'd appreciate it if you could avoid hindering me. Do not obstruct my investigations any further. And stay away from the people you see in this picture. Okay, I'll take a long, hard look at the picture. Just one more thing I need to ask you, Mr. Raver. That is... what can you tell me about Condor? You mean to say you don't know what Condor is? I wouldn't be asking if I did. I shall repeat what I just said. Leave my investigations alone. That's all I have to say. Frank leaves the room. What am I supposed to be looking for? There's Mary. Hold on. Rex? What's Rex doing in the photo? Whoever it is in the picture. And not just her. Rex Foster is there too. What possible connection could the two of them had 13 years ago? Have had 13 years ago. I'm getting hungry, but I ain't done. I slump myself onto my ancient sofa and drift off into my thoughts. An unsolved case. What do I hope to reveal by looking into such an old case? 7 o'clock already? I better make a move. I don't want to miss my chance for some more info. Huh? The door of room 203 is open. I can hear somebody's voice from inside. I know that voice. That dress looks good on you. That dress looked good on you. I had a great time yesterday. The voices stop. Somebody leaves the room. I'll see you soon. Oh. I'll wait at the same shop as before. Hey, Betty. Betty. Oh, hello, Mr. Hyde. Have you got a moment? What can I do for you? I'm a little curious about the guy who left your room just now. Oh, you saw, did you? Yeah. His name's Rex. What's your connection with him? Connection? Are you and he an item or something? Mr. Hyde, I don't want to be rude, but you're beginning to sound like my dad. Her dad? But anyway, Rex is a regular customer at my shop. We've been out for dinner more times than I can remember, and sometimes go drinking too. And recently, we decided to make a go of it and become a couple. Don't take this the wrong way, but do you know the kind of guy he is, Betty? He's not exactly the... Are you going to tell me he's dangerous? Actually, I was. You don't have to worry about me, Mr. Hyde. I know how to choose my men. Rex has a strong personality, isn't afraid to spend his cash, and knows how to treat a lady. He may be a bit rough around the edges, but he's lonely and a sucker for the soft touch. Trust me, Mr. Hyde. I know what I'm getting myself into. I could wrap him around my little finger, but there's no way he could do the same. That's comforting. What does that mean? Lonely and a sucker for the soft touch, eh? Doesn't that describe you, Betty? I'm going back to my room. Betty finishes talking and does just that. What's that right up to this time? Time for me to check out table B. Hey Claire, which one is table B? It's the one that's second closest to the kitchen. Ta-da! There's something stuck under the table. What could this be? It looks like some sort of letter. I take the reward letter from underneath the table. Must have been written on an old-fashioned typewriter. It reads, "The reward for finding the item is..." Ugh, I can't read, goddamn. The reward for finding the truth... The reward for finding the item is the truth of 25 years ago. You'll find part of the truth included here. The truth of 25 years ago? There's something else here. It looks like an extract from an old newspaper. The extract is from 1955 and reads, "On December 17, early in the morning, a body was discovered in a downtown parking lot near the city hall. The victim appears to have been shot. After initial forensics checks, it was determined that the victim, a man in his 30s, bled to death after receiving a gunshot wound to the chest. The police believe that he was murdered elsewhere roughly 2 days before, and then he was moved to the parking lot soon after being murdered." My god, this is about my dad. Is this really part of the truth of 25 years ago? So the sender of this letter is trying to say that if I locate the Scarlet Star, I'll also be able to close the case surrounding my dad's death. Huh? Staring at the page, I noticed that the T's are higher than the other letters. I wonder if this is the same as the original order sheet I received. I thought so. The T's are higher here as well. That pretty much confirms that these two letters were typed on the same typewriter. Who could have written them? Someone's dangling the truth of 25 years ago in front of my face. Who would do that? Most likely it's whoever sat in the seat today. Maybe Claire can shed some light on who that was. Scarlet Star. It sounds like a gem in Steven Universe. Claire, can I ask you something? Sure, what is it? Did anyone sit at that table today? Yeah, there was someone. Who was it? Let me think. Is it coming back to you? Oh, right. I remember both Charles and Dylan sitting there. There might have been other customers who sat there too, but I can't remember. Sorry. I see. But tell me, Mr. Hyde, why are you so interested? No reason. Just curious. Okay, if you say so. Claire finishes talking and moves away from me. Might be wise to have a chat with the both of them. If I recall correctly, they both live on the 3rd floor. 304? 305. I wonder where this will lead, though. Hey, have you got a moment? Oh, Mr. Hyde. I've got something I want to ask you. Did you take a trip to the cafe today? Yes, I did. And did you sit at table B near the counter? Yes, but why are you asking me about where I sat? So was it you, Charles? Did you stick the envelope to the underside of the table? I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Hyde. Please explain yourself. So you really have no idea? Please, Mr. Hyde. Do you have a reason to doubt what I'm telling you? I just wanted to ask. Are you sure you're telling me the truth? How are you expecting me to answer when I have no idea what you're talking about? It wasn't you who stuck the envelope to the underside of the table in the cafe. How many times do I have to tell you? I have no idea what you're saying. I see. Did you see anyone at that table before you sat there? Yes, there was someone. Who was it? It was Dylan from 304. When I arrived at the cafe, he was already there. After he left that table, I sat down there. Do you understand, Mr. Hyde? I really don't know anything about any envelope. Yeah, I guess you don't. Sorry for getting on your case like that. I'm glad to see you finally seen sense. Goodbye, Mr. Hyde. Charles goes back inside his room. So it must have been Dylan who placed the envelope under the table. I'm gonna get some answers from him. Huh? Room 306's door is open. Oh. Well, hello there, Mr. Hyde. Oh, it's you. This is the last place I'd expect to bump into you. Brings you out this way. Nothing much. I sometimes come up to the 4th floor to call on people. Well then, that explains it. I had no idea you were on good terms with the residents on this floor. Tell me, it wouldn't be Dylan from 304 that you've come to see, would it? Maybe. What if it is? I hate to give out unwanted advice, Mr. Hyde. But you should keep your wits about you when dealing with him. What's that supposed to mean? He seems to have an unhealthy obsession with acquiring information on other tenants. His pretense is that he's doing work on behalf of Mrs. Mattress. But he takes advantage of this intent to monitor the tenants' movements. I speak from experience, Mr. Hyde. I've seen his type before. I'd advise you to keep well away from him if you know what's good for you. Oh, but I'm sorry. Listen to me talking your ear off. I really must be going, Mr. Hyde. Farewell. Will moves away and heads down the stairs. Well, naturally, I kind of knew about that. I mean, Look at the way he acts. Hey, Mr. Hyde! Huh? I noticed you were chatting to Mr. White just now. Yeah, that's right. What are you talking about? Nothing. Just greeting each other. Really? It sounded like a very long greeting then. Yeah, we don't see each other that often. Are you sure that's all you did? As far as I knew, you and Mr. White didn't even know each other before. It just seems strange that you'd spend so much time with a person you barely knew. Listen, Dylan. Were you trying to eavesdrop again? Eavesdrop? You have a nasty habit of always being around when people are talking. How many times have you been conveniently located nearby when I'm having a conversation? It's happened once too often for my liking. It's not like that. I think it's time you came clean, Dylan. I haven't got anything to complain about. You really expect me to believe that? Well... Speak up, I can't hear you. I really haven't got anything to tell you. Spit it out now. Why are you trying to listen in on my conversations? Please, tell me what you think I've done, Mr. Hyde. I don't take too kindly to being accused without a good reason. You what? Dylan looks dumbstruck as he returns to his room. No, come on. Who is it? You can hear Dylan's voice ring up from within the room. It's me, Kyle Hyde. I don't want anything to do with you. Dylan, we need to talk. Now. Open the door. Go away and leave me alone! Damn it, Dylan! Open the damn door! Dylan! I hear the footsteps of somebody approaching from down the hallway. Oh, you kindly keep the noise down! I mean, why would you want to make a such a noise outside a person's room at this hour? You're just being a nuisance to everyone. I've got business to take care of with Dylan. But he refuses to open the door. What's this business you have with him, then? Has he done something? It's between me and him. Huh? Suddenly the door to 304 swings open. Oh, hello, Mr. Hyde. I didn't know you were still here. Wow. What do you mean you didn't know? It's nothing for you to worry about, Mr. Raver. My buzzer's busted, and you can't always hear when a guest arrives. I see. So it was the buzzer. You spent so much time fixing other people's things. Maybe you've neglected your own. Frank makes his way back to his room. Come in. We can talk inside. About time, too. Why did he have to do that? Listen, Dylan. What do you want with me? Why'd you suddenly decide to open the door and let me in? Simple. I didn't want Mr. Raver to start jumping to the wrong conclusion, that's why. You know, he used to be a detective. He'd just go around poking his nose in. I've noticed that you use the word detective a lot when we talk, Dylan. Do I? Can't say I've noticed. It may be only a hunch, but are you fixated on me and Mr. Raver because you're really into cops and the lifestyle that goes with it? Exactly. And maybe you'd like to tell me why you're also keen on monitoring the other tenants. It's natural. Everyone likes to know what other people get up to. That's all it is. And I'm some sort of stalker, you know. That's exactly what a stalker would say. Dylan. You went to Lucky's Cafe today, right? Yeah, I went down there. So you'll know all about the letter I found there, too. Letter? What letter? The one that was attached to the underside of table B. Ah, right. That letter. That letter? So he does know about it. Just as I suspected. Tell me everything you know about that letter. I don't know anything about it. Don't lie to me. You put it there, didn't you? You think I put it there? You bet your ass I do. What's so funny? Listen to yourself and your stories. Stories? Yeah, they're amusing. So what did the envelope have inside it? Was it some sort of clue to something? Dylan! Come on, Mr. Hyde. What did it have inside? You can tell me. I can keep a secret. Come on. Obviously he can't. Please, Mr. Hyde. Can't you just give me a hint? You can tell me something about what you found, can't you? Give it a rest, Dylan. I just about had it with you. We're through talking. Huh? What did I do? Must have made a mistake. I'm sorry I gave you the wrong impression. Didn't mean to get you excited over nothing. I'll catch you later, Dylan. Oh shit, where did this come from? That's just like how the others act. They treat me like I'm some sort of idiot. They think I don't know anything. Dylan? But they're wrong, Mr. Hyde. I know lots of things. Such as... like, I knew that there was a letter stuck under that table. Aha! So you do know something. Who left it there? Tell me. Sorry, even I don't know that. Shame. If you knew that, maybe we could have talked some more. Mr. Hyde. Why are you so keen on finding out about that letter anyway? Forget it, Dylan. We've got no more to discuss. The letter may not have had a sender, but I know it didn't come from you. Huh? The letter didn't have a sender? Mr. Hyde, are you telling me that you received an unmarked letter too? What are you trying to say? I'm trying to say, did you receive a threatening letter as well? He knows something, I'm sure of it. Shoot, we're doing this? Right now? And then music kicks in, man. Who's being threatened? Maybe you should just forget I said anything. Too late for that, Dylan. Is somebody in this apartment being threatened? Damn, I didn't want to tell anybody. Who is it? I can't say. Tell me. It's her. Mrs. Patras. She's being threatened? Yeah, that's right. Why would somebody want to threaten her? I haven't got a clue. But I can tell you for a fact, somebody is doing just that. There I go again, running my mouth off. Now what am I going to do? I really didn't want to tell anyone about that threat. I really didn't want to tell anyone about the threat. I'm begging you, Mr. Hyde. Please don't breathe a word of this to anyone. How did you know about the threat to Max? I came across it one day. Came across it how? I'd gone to Mrs. Patras' room to fix something, and there was a phone call. I can tell you that the phone call in question was definitely threatening. It only lasted a short time before cutting off too. Mrs. Patras' face turned pale, and her hands began to shake. From that point on, I made it my job to look over her. It was also from that time that unmarked letters and packages began to arrive. Not long after the phone call, Mrs. Patras had made her decision to sell this place. So does Mags even know that you were there to witness the threats? Has she mentioned it at all? I don't think she registered that I was there. I just kept quiet as a mouse. Hey. Did you think it'd be bad for you if she knew? Of course I did. If she knew that I'd overheard that phone call, she'd certainly stop asking me to perform all those little maintenance jobs around here. Not only that, I'm sure she'd have made me leave way before we all vacate. She's that kind of person. I don't want to get a game over, do you? I know plenty of secrets, Mr. Hyde, and I'm not just talking about the threats. What kind of things do you know? Stuff about the past. I could tell you things, Mr. Hyde. Things about Mrs. Petrus's past. Then enlighten me. Everyone has a past, alright, but hers is more interesting than most. I know you don't exactly trust me, Mr. Hyde, but I can assure you, I did not send you any unmarked letters. I want you to believe me. I'm not the sort of person who goes around threatening others. Is that so? It is! If you think it'll help you solve this mystery, I'll tell you about Mrs. Patras' secrets. On one condition, though. You share with me what was in that letter you found. So, have we got a deal? I'll think about it. I've got somewhere to be. Make my way out of Dylan's room. You can tell that wasn't the response he wanted. Why'd Dylan have to go and set me off with all that talk of secrets and stuff? And Mags, could she be connected in some way? Connected to the incident that happened all those years ago? I think it's time I gathered my thoughts about all that's happened. December 22nd. Ed woke me up with a phone call in the morning. He said he was willing to take me back to work for Red Crown, but on one condition. What did he want me to do? Right, that's what he said. He told me to sell items to 2 people in this building, then get him on the phone. Once I'd completed his task, I called him to let him know. I also took the opportunity to discuss the mysterious order sheet I'd received. Ed eventually agreed to let me pursue the order and try to locate the Scarlet Star. He went on to tell me the reason why the police had reopened my dad's case. He said the case had been reopened due to a connection with a crime syndicate called Nile. Right, it was called Nile. Nile was the crime syndicate Bradley was investigating undercover 4 years ago. Exactly how this syndicate was connected to my dad's death was something that neither I nor Ed could imagine. When Frank came to collect the cassette tape I got from Tony, I asked him why he was so keen on investigating what happened 13 years ago. Instead of answering, he gave me a picture and said to stay away from the people in it. I recognized 2 people in the photo. One was Mary, and the other was Rex Foster. Right. It was a picture showing a scene at a funeral. There was a much younger Rex among the other attendees. It seems that Rex knew about Mary 13 years ago. And that's one of the things I intend to investigate from now on. On a message left on my answering machine, the recipient of the item was revealed. For information on the reward, I was told to look under table B in Lucky's cafe. When I did so, I found that somebody had attached an envelope under the table. In addition to the letter that explained what the reward was, there was something else. The other item was an old newspaper extract. Right. There was an extract from an old newspaper inside the envelope. It contained the story surrounding the case where my dad was killed. The letter said that the reward for finding the item was the truth of 25 years ago. This was an offer that certainly got me thinking. When I reread the letter, I noticed something unusual about the topography. I applied some pressure to Dylan when asking him about the unmarked letter. He said that he didn't know anything about it. He went on to say that there was somebody in the building who received the threat. The person who received the threat was... Max. Right. Dylan told me that someone had issued a threat towards Mags. Dylan also said that in exchange for information on the unmarked letter, he would share some more of the secrets he knew about Mrs. Patras. I wasn't ready to commit to anything at the moment, so I left. Now there are even more mysteries surfacing in this building. I have to deliver the missing item to whoever was responsible for Kathy McGrath's murder. The reward for finding it is the truth of 25 years ago. I can't stop wondering what the sender of that order sheet really wants. When am I gonna find out by unraveling this mystery? When this apartment had a part to play in the events that happened in the past. What little I'd managed to put together in my head's come apart. I had to start again, and try to uncover the whole truth behind what happened 25 years ago. Back to square one, huh? I really need to play more visual novel games, personally. Most of them have Oh, I'm getting tired, I'm sorry. Most of them have pretty damn good stories. I bet that was Tony Wolf playing in the bar. Oh. The typewriter. Alright. Gonna wrap it up for today. I think I'll continue this game tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yeah. I'll continue playing this game tomorrow. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, Pitzel and AJC for stopping by. Thank you so much for the small raid as well. I know Paper Mario the Origami King came out today. I'll be honest, Paper Mario games, they're not really my cup of tea. Technically, the only one I've played was Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which was a crossover between the Mario and Luigi RPG mechanics and the Paper Mario mechanics. Well, it was more Mario and Luigi RPG than Paper Mario. And I'll be honest, if I'll be blunt about it, I found it to be the weakest of the 5. It just had so much padding, now that I think about it. The third one was probably my favorite, and you can never say no to the first one. The first one is terrific. If I ever play a Paper Mario game, I'll start with the first one, but I probably won't get the original Nintendo 64 copy. I probably, like, if it's still possible, maybe buy from the Nintendo Wii U eShop, because I know or maybe one day Nintendo will allow you to buy N64 games on the Nintendo Switch. Who knows? I certainly don't want to emulate it, though. Well, with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.